Hey guys, just getting set up here. How's it going? Should be live. Hey guys, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, Twitch is working. Facebook is not. Wonder what's going on with the Facebooks. Hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. Just trying to figure out why Facebook is not rolling. Huh. That's weird. If you guys can see me over on Facebook, let me know. Can you hear me loud and clear? Awesome. Thanks Twitch, thanks YouTube. How you guys doing? All right. Once again, I apologize if my fan is too loud. It's really hot here today. Okay, so today I wanted to do a draw this in your style kind of a thing. And you may have seen on Twitch or Instagram, stuff like that, you can look up hashtag draw this in your style. And there's a whole bunch of 2D artists that are kind of drawing each other's images in their own style. And there's occasionally a sculptor that will grab one and sculpt it in your style. And my buddy Steve James has done a handful of them. And I thought I would take this one by, it's like Lord Grim, I think, Lordgr or Grim. I'll have to look and see. Let me just make sure I get that right. Or Lord Gris, Gris. So Lord Gris. Gris? I don't know how you say that. Hey from France. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Hello from Japan. Wow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my stream on this wonderful Monday. I'm streaming from Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. And it is 12. It's noon here, 12 p.m. So you guys know what time I'm at, and it's always interesting to see what time it is where you're watching. So give me one moment. I'm gonna hop over onto Slack. Sorry, and just tell the Pixologic people that Facebook is not working. So just so I let them know, so they can be kind of working on it maybe. They'll let me know. I'm going to try to reconnect one more time. But yeah, it looks like it's not working there. 2 p.m. here in Chile. Okay, wow. Okay, so anyway, I thought I would sculpt this head, or at least attempt to, and you guys can follow along. Oh, Elementalist, yeah, it is hot. There was a blood moon here last night too. I don't know how many around the world can see if it's the same moon I see. Okay. Oh, looks like Pixologic's working on it. All right. No worries. Let me know. Okay. So there we go. Oh, thanks everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks, Tet. Okay, this is due to thunder. Oh man, it was crazy. It was really red. I was surprised. I was just driving along and I look over and I'm like, whoa, that's a red moon. So that was kind of interesting. Okay, to get started, I'm going to divide this once. Delete lower. And let's just get going here. Yeah, I thought it was so there are a lot of forest fires here in Utah, and I'm pretty sure that added to the red of it. And let me know if is that fan too loud? Is it really annoying? Let me know, please. And I'll aim it the other way at least, or put it outside the door. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing, man? How is it going? Fan's not an issue. Okay. I asked last stream, I thought I'd ask again because I aimed it a little more towards me. And my microphone's kind of over here, out of the way. I have this new lav mic that I like. It's working pretty well. Okay, and I'm just starting how I start every time, and just blocking in my head with primitives. And if you guys haven't seen, I was just looking over on ArtStation this morning, and somebody has made a tracer like from Overwatch in the style of Disney Infinity, and it is amazing. They did such a good job. Hey Sandro, how are you? I wish I understood what you're saying. Felipe, hi. Yeah, let's break the viewing record. Go get your friends. All right. I like to squish the skull in and squish it from the top a bit. I think the record last time, I don't know, I'll have to ask the Pixelogic people, but I think we capped out at around 220, which is a record for me. Hello, Jaijon, how are you? I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. Oh, I think I have an eyelash in my eye. Hold on. Ugh. Okay. Johnner, that was Friday night and it wasn't visible from the US. Any red moon from last night would have been from the smoke. Okay, okay. Thanks for clearing that up, Johnner. Hey, it looks like we have Facebook going. Okay. I'm gonna kick that on over here. Let's do it. Boom. Okay. I don't know what magic Pixelogic people are doing, but they're making it work, making it happen. Okay. So is it working now? Hey, we have some Facebook in the chat. Awesome. Hello, Facebook. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Sorry it took a second. Thanks, Pixelogic. Okay. Thanks, it's working. I have to tell the Pixelogic peeps. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. Hey, Moster Dom Nerd. How are you doing, man? I guess it was a local blood moon. It was our blood moon from all the smoke in the sky. It was pretty cool looking, I'll have to admit. I wish I would have taken a picture. It was pretty cool. Okay. Get to it. I'm just trying to get this face shape going on. Let's put a neck in there. Typically with these necks, I just draw it out and then just kind of work with it a little bit. Oh, too much. Too skinny. It was. Man, Sandro, I wish I knew what you were saying. If somebody could translate. I don't have Google Translate or anything on my stream here. Okay, looks like we're already getting up there in the numbers too, which is awesome. 157. And I think it calculates across all streams, so Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Hey Vinny, how are you? A Breath of the Wild blood moon. So apparently, like Joanna was saying, hey Emily, how are you? So I was saying, and Emily probably saw it. She's from Utah. But apparently I just heard blood moon on the news that it was a thing, and then last night I was driving home and the moon was very red, but apparently it was from all the smoke in the sky from the wildfires around here. Yeah, Em, you've been on vacation, holiday, right? Did you have a good trip? I just kind of trip stalked you on Facebook. Yeah, the smog's horrible. Actually, start to squish this head shape up. Make sure you turn off spotlight projection whenever you use spotlight for your references. First thing. Oh, Southern Europe. Yeah, crazy. That's awesome. I'm jealous. I would love to go. Hey, what's up, David? How you doing, man? Oh, nephew Fran says hi also. Hey, Fran, how are you doing? Hey, over on YouTube. Let's see. Sapna says, hi, sir, how are you? I have a question. How do you club subdivision in one layer? I don't know if the word club is what you're looking for. I don't understand. Maybe ask in a slightly different way. How do I don't quite understand what you're asking, sorry. Merge after merge down. That only happens when you duplicate. If you hold control and move the object, they make a copy. Oh, copy? Is that the word? Duplicate are copying layers. They split. Oh, nice. Plays Fortnite all day. Hey, Paula. I used to stream at night, but I just tried to pick the best time zone where the majority of people around the entire world could watch. So that's why I chose this time, and it's working out. I'm 202 viewers right now, and when I used to stream at night, I would only get around 40 or 50. So yeah, I apologize. I can't pick the perfect time for everyone. So, but these videos are available on YouTube to view later if you can't watch live. You can always check out Pixelogic's YouTube channel. Really quick, Sapna, I was going to show you something. How do you merge subdivision? So my advice to you is make sure multiple subtools have the same subdivision level, and then you can merge them down. I can show you really quick. So let's see. I'll just do an append, and I'll grab the sphere 3D. So I have this sphere, then I will append a star, let's say. So now I have these two subtools. Here's a sphere, and it does not have any subdivisions. So I can do Control D twice. So this has 3 subdivision levels. Okay. Now if I go to this star, I didn't mean to hit the arrow here. And if I divide it 1, 2, 3 times, now this one has 6 because it already had subdivisions. Okay, so if I now merge those two together, it's going to take the lowest common denominator, or it's going to lose the subdivision levels altogether. So what you want to do is make sure both of your subtools have the same exact amount of subdivision levels. And how you do that, or how I typically do it, is I want to keep my high resolution subdivision levels, or sometimes I will want to keep my lows. And what I can do is I can go down to level 3 right here, and then hit delete higher. So now it has 3 subdivision levels, but it's not quite, here let me unhide solo. So it's not quite the same amount of detail, but I can now merge these together. You can't see this star because it's hidden inside but I can pull it up like this. So now I can merge the star with the sphere, no problem. And it will keep it. So if I hit merge, and I hit merge down, why can't it merge down? Because it's not above it. Okay, merge down. And see, it gives you a warning. This is not undoable. So make sure you save before you do it. And now that I merged down, you can check your geometry, and it got rid of the subdivision levels anyway. So I don't know why it didn't work, but most of the time it works. Most of the time it keeps those two subdivision levels, but it looks like this time it did not. Another way to do it is to, gosh, there's something in my eye. I apologize. Like dust or something. Anyway, yeah, you can also duplicate it, but I think you're talking about keeping those subdivision levels, right? And then you can also just rebuild them somehow. Like you can do, since it lost the subdivision levels, you can go down to geometry and hit reconstruct if you need to. Let me see. You probably can't do it here. No, because it's already the lowest. Anyway, you can try this reconstruct subdivision levels to get them back. You could get rid of all of the lower subdivision levels on all of your subtools and then reconstruct the lower subdivision levels of all of them. But it's kind of tricky. It's advanced stuff, but I don't know why it didn't do it, but typically it will keep them if your subdivisions are the same, if you have the same amount of subdivision levels within each subtool. I know, sorry, I went kind of deep there, but I don't know. I hope that helps at all. Hey, what's up, Robert? Felipe, how can I create my own IMM brushes like you did? You use yours a lot, but you would like to create your own. Oh, for fingers and stuff? So what, you want to merge two subdivision levels in one layer? So you can get rid of the lower subdivision levels, and that'll just get rid of it. But I don't know that you can merge two within the same subtool together, if that's what you're trying to do. You can merge subtools together, and you can delete subdivision levels, but you can't merge one subdivision level into another, if that makes sense. And so I don't, and with layers, you can't, a layer is assigned to your whatever subdivision level you put the layer on in the first place. You can't move that layer down subdivision levels. Is that what you're trying to do? So essentially you need to get rid of that layer, like delete it, and then create a new layer on the subdivision level that you want. Yeah, layers don't work, I think, like you're thinking they work. It just assigns that layer to whatever subdivision level you're on, and then it just stays there until you either delete it or merge it or, let's see. And you just have to hit bake all and bake your layers down, and then it will go away and it will keep them. So anyway, with insert multi-mesh, what you do, Philippe, is you put all your insert multi-meshes inside different subtools, all in the place where you want them to draw out. So like your spheres and your squares and your fingers and all that kind of stuff, you put them in each different subtool, and then you hit B for brush, and you go down to create insert multi-mesh right here, and then it will make a new one based off of all of the subtools that you have in this list. And then you just save it, and it should work. But one thing you need to know is you need to orient the camera to the direction that you want to actually draw the insert multi-mesh shapes out. So like with all of the shapes that I made, I oriented the camera so all of them are facing the direction that I want them to draw when I actually click on the surface and pull them out. So it's like, oh, I have 3 different shapes on one. This is not considered a layer. This is a subtool. It's kind of like a layer, but think about it more like a container that's just holding these objects. And what I can do, I'm just going to do it really fast for you guys. what I can do is I can hit group split. So watch what happens when I do that. I'll hit group split, hit OK, and now it put the head in a layer, the neck in a layer, and the jaw in a layer. And now if I want to combine those back, I do not have subdivisions on anything, okay? There's no subdivisions. Now what I can do is hit merge down, hit OK, merge down, and now we're back in business. We're back to where we started. So I just barely pulled them apart and stuck them back together, if that helps. Does that help? Is that kind of what you're looking for? Okay. Hey, Rogerio. Over at Facebook, how's it doing? Okay. But when I orient the camera, it won't affect all the subtools. It should. So you basically create all the subtools in the direction that you want to draw, and then you orient the camera, and then you make your brush based off of that. Okay. I need to get to work here. Sorry, I'm gonna ignore chat for a minute and just get some progress made. I'm just gonna pull in some eye sockets. And I want to flatten out the side of the head, side of the skull a bit with polish. I like to do that. Exactly, but every time pressing merge down seems boring. Well, you can merge everything together. Like if you have a whole list of subtools that you want to merge, you just use merge visible or merge all. Like just merge visible. Sometimes it'll make a new tool over here that you need to bring in, but you can do it that way. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's boring but necessary. Okay. I'm going to add her nose. And right now I'm just getting the shapes in. I'm not really paying too much attention to how they look. I just want the shapes in there so I can have something to play with. Yeah, no worries, Fleep. Any alternative solution? Just merge visible. That's your alternative solution. Or just be patient and merge them down. We have 221. Sweet. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you spending your time with me. I sound like Bob Ross, but it's true. I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing right now. I appreciate it. Okay. Hey, Dan, thank you. I'm glad. I'm just trying to make some big movements here. Okay, now I'm gonna do eyelids the Danny Mac way on this one, I think. If you guys don't know who Danny Mac is, he does some really great YouTube tutorials. You check him out. But he likes to do eyelids. Hold on a second, let me reset this. So insert multi-mesh brushes will draw in the last known orientation of your gizmo. So I just went and reset that. Now if I snap it, you can see that it's going straight. One more time. Also when you go in, so I'm going to show you this too. When you draw out a insert multi-mesh, and then before letting go, if you push back in, it will scale them down on the X and Y axis. So you need to be careful about that. Hey Kyle, oh yeah, come visit the Discord. Nudie8. What kind of link is that? Okay. I don't know why it's not orienting now. Come on. Reorient better. There we go. Okay. Now we have our eyeballs. We're going to push them into the head. That tool is insert primitive. Yes. So basically, see all these above here? That's just a custom brush that I made. I built all those primitives in Maya, actually, and I brought them in a long time ago. I could probably build them in ZBrush now, but it's just several different spheres that have been subdivided, a cube that's been split, a quad cylinder, and my appendage, which is essentially an elongated sphere that's been tapered on one end. And you can get all these over on my website at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. I give them away for free if you sign up for my newsletter. And you also get this user interface and my ruler file, which is right here, this ruler, to help you measure your character height and stuff like that. So Discord auto-generated that link. Nice, dude. Nudie8. Sounds like a vanity license plate. Okay, I'm going to split my subtools now because I want the eyes in a separate subtool. So I do that by hitting Edge Loop Mask Border. Not Edge Loop Mask Border. What am I saying? Split Unmask Points. There we go. Now my eyes are in a separate subtool than my head. Hey from Vietnam, how are you doing? Oh, thanks so much. Pick Me says, is this possible to do with a mouse? Possible? Yes. Recommended? No. If you can find even the cheap tablet that Wacom makes, it's much better than trying to sculpt with a mouse. Sometimes you'll see me using my mouse. It depends on what I'm doing, but when it comes down to actually sculpting, I would suggest you get some kind of a tablet. Do you need a Cintiq? No, you don't need a Cintiq. This is a Cintiq. It's a 27-inch. This is kind of overkill for beginners. It's a lot overkill for beginners. You just need to have a tablet of some sort. Even a tablet computer will work as long as it has touch sensitivity. I run ZBrush on my Microsoft Surface and it works pretty well. What is that window when you click in the canvas? Let's see. So are you talking about this window right here? This is my custom menu that I made because the ZBrush interface can be kind of daunting to new beginners. And I also wanted to have a menu at my pen tip, kind of at my fingertips. So I went through and I created this custom menu, and you will get it when you download my user interface for ZBrush. You just have to set it to a hotkey. And you'll see it up here in the top left, see 3DCW, that stands for 3D Character Workshop. All you have to do is hold down Control and Alt and tap on that menu, and it will prompt you to set a hotkey. and I set my hotkey to key number 2 on my keyboard, and then I will map this back button on my pen to keyboard number 2, and anywhere I hover, I can pop that menu up. So, I hope that helps. You guys are asking awesome questions today. Yeah, sculpting with a mouse is like sculpting with a brick. It's true. It is true. What does the Z cut into? Z add, Z sub? So yeah, Z add is going to, it works with different brushes. Maybe ask me again after I'm out of this blockout phase, but Z subtract will actually cut into the surface typically. Z add will add additional volume to the surface. And Z cut, I don't really use Z cut. It is working with some of the new brushes. I believe Chisel uses it. Maybe not. I don't know. It's grayed out here. So maybe any of you guys in the chat knows what brushes Z cut actually are being used. That'd be great. I don't use it much. Okay. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. When I use Lazy Mouse for hair string, I have a wavy string, in and out of waviness. It's not about shaking hand. I fix it with the move brush. Yes, it is normal. So Sem, I will get into doing the hair later on. You'll see me actually put the hair in, and you can see the way that I do it. And you can see that I edit it a lot after I've drawn it in. So I'll hopefully get there. This one might go into 2 sessions. It might be that long. So I don't know if I'm going to get to the hair today, but I'll try. Okay. And her skull is a little too big. That feels better. Okay. Okay. Now, what I want to do is, I was actually going to experiment with something today. I like to experiment during my streams so you guys can kind of watch my way of thinking sometimes. And in past streams, you've seen me push in the mouth cavity in different ways. You've seen me like mask it off, do an edge loop and push it in, or extrude it in with the Z modeler tool. This time, I'm just going to try it with live booleans and see how it works. So I was kind of experimenting with it the other day, and it tended to look pretty good. So I'm just going to mess with that and see what happens. Why not? First, I'm going to save it though. Save this as okay. Draw as okay. Yes, Lucas, if you watch it back on YouTube, you can see, but it's my own custom menu thing. I did get into it quite a bit, but this is a custom menu, and if you want it, just go get my free user interface, and it just comes with my user interface, and you can get it. Feeling frisky with booleans. Yep, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a sphere, draw it out on the surface. That's probably way too big. Something like that. Now I want to put it in its own subtool. So I'm going to go split to unmask points. And I'm just going to kind of, what's cool about putting it into a different subtool is you can hit transparency and kind of get it in there, as it, so to speak, and just kind of be able to see what it's doing inside the head, which I like. If you have it all in one subtool, it's hard to see that way. And what I'm wanting to do is, I'm trying to avoid this getting it too thin where the interior of the mouth meets the outer lips. What I mean is the wall of the head. I don't want it too thin, so I'm actually going to push it in. It's like she's eating a bar of soap or something. And this is going to create the cavity on the inside. Okay, and it's gonna look weird for a minute, but I want to try it. We're gonna see if it works. Okay, now I'm gonna go to my eyeballs, and you can see how they're sitting inside the head. They do look kind of strange. Might change these a little bit. But, do I want them to look like that? I think I'll just stick with this. Let's see. I'm going to do auto groups to put them in their own group, and then I'm going to turn off symmetry, hide one of them, and delete it. Let's see, delete hidden. Then you can click on this little go to unmask mesh center, and it will put the gizmo in the center of whatever you have selected. And I just kind of want to scale this down just a little bit and move it in. Do I want it that small? See, the bigger the eye, the better the curvature on the front. When a character has big eyes, you don't want to have the sphere the same size as your eye opening, because then the curvature is going to be very sharp, and it's going to make them look like they're bug-eyed. It's going to, you know, like on... What is that, Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger when they go to Mars? It's going to look like that. Okay. How can I use human anatomy while modeling a character without putting too much anatomy on it? Felipe, that's a great question. It's best to learn anatomy in order to know how to simplify it. So a lot of people think simplifying things means deleting things, and that can't be farther from the truth. It's more like you're simplifying things, you are removing things, but you're also designing it. So you are choosing kind of the way it flows, and you're still keeping the silhouette and the forms and the shape language and stuff like that, but you're not adding all that surface detail to it. So like in a forearm, you're not going to add all of those little muscles that you see in anatomy models. You typically don't see them anyway. I mean, you can't really see any of the muscles in my arm because I'm not like flexing or doing anything like that. You pretty much only see the silhouette. So that's kind of what you have to think of it as. You kind of reduce the complexity, but not by deleting things that you don't need, I guess. It's very hard to explain, and it comes with practice for sure. But okay, I'm gonna duplicate this and then clip it. Hey, what's up, Wipeout? Welcome, welcome. We're up to 254 watching. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for watching me today. I think that's a record. That's a new record. I certainly appreciate it. So I'm making the eyelids right now. And while my gizmo is still in place, I'm going to raise it up and then scale it. Kind of get it into place a little bit. And then we're going to come in there with the move brush and really, really mess with it. I don't know. I think that may be better than me. Sushi. I'd go for sushi. Thanks for stopping by, though. Enjoy yourself. Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't be complaining too much. But thanks for at least spending a little bit of time with me. It's awesome. Okay, so there's the upper lid shape for now. And let's do it again with the lower lid. Again, this is sexier than sushi. Thank you. Oh, funny. Okay. This is I call this the Danny Mac method. I know he's not the only one to do it, but he's the one who kind of did tutorials on it on YouTube, so I'm just going to stick with the Danny Mac method. But, oh, hey, side effects, is my Overwatch skin released yet? No, I think it comes out I don't know for sure. They said summer release, but they didn't give me specifics. But hopefully August or September. Soon, very soon. Thanks for asking. I'm pretty excited about that. And I'd like to do another one, but I'm caught up. Yes, I did actually. So I do an online course, and it's called 3D Character Workshop. And I also do freelance work. I used to work at Disney Interactive. I worked on Disney Infinity. That's why I put all these toys behind me, because I worked on like 1/5 of those toys. And now I pretty much do the online course to teach people how to do this. And believe it or not, I have over 500 students in that course. 500 students. I can't believe it. But I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's, yeah, this is not Loish. This is, I keep forgetting the name, Lord Gris? Gris? Is it? I gotta check that out. I gotta make sure I'm saying it right. Reference. Lord Gris, yeah. Lord_GRIS. Yeah, that course, the Raphael's course is great too. So yeah, no worries. I am going to be opening my course for summer enrollment any day now. I've been trying to update the course and just put more lessons in it recently, and I wanted to do that before I opened it again for summer release. So I will let you guys know. If you're on my newsletter, you'll be notified when that becomes available, which is soon. I'm hoping the next week or two. So I keep saying that, but I'm pushing. Felipe, yes, absolutely. And a really good resource is Proco, so proco.com. He teaches anatomy for figure drawing, but I just find that his style of teaching is very entertaining, and he knows his stuff, and he breaks it down in a really nice way. Another one is Scott Eaton, is a really good one. I have one of his escorche models up behind me. Oh, thanks, Mostradom Nerd. I don't know how to say your name. I keep saying it wrong. Most random nerd. I got it. I got it. Okay. Thanks, man. Oh, thanks so much, Babu. Did I start with the Cintiq? Absolutely not. I actually started on an Intuos when they used to be like a cream colored, and it was this big, like a 6-inch, just tiny. And that's what I used to get started. I've been doing this for 18 years. I haven't been sculpting in ZBrush for 18 years, but I've been a character modeler for 18 years in other programs like Maya and 3D Studio Max and Silo and things like that. I've been using ZBrush for the last, 5-6 years, something like that. And when I started in ZBrush, I still did not use a Cintiq. I used an Intuos 3 tablet, I believe. So, and like I said before, a Cintiq is not necessary. So don't feel like you have to have one of these to be good. This just helps your speed. It does not help your artistic sensibilities or anything like that. It pretty much just helps your speed. Okay, I'm going to mirror and weld these. Mirror and weld, and we're going to try something. I know it looks really wonky right now, and hopefully that will change soon. And then I'm going to merge these eyelids into the head, but I don't want to merge the mouth or the eyeballs. So I'm going to put these up next to the head. Okay, then let's merge this down and merge it down. And then I can, I want to duplicate this eye and mirror it rather than mirror and weld it. So mirror and weld will actually like duplicate it and try to weld it in the center, and that's not what I want to do. There's also a mirror that exists underneath the Z plugin under Subtool Master. It's mirror right here. But sometimes if your eyeball is crossing the center line, it has problems. So sometimes I'll just mirror it, you know, just regularly and then merge them together. So I'll just merge this down, and now we have two eyeballs in the same subtool. Okay, now I'm gonna turn on Live Boolean, and then with this mouth, there we go. So I'm gonna try this. You can see how it's subtracting the mouth out of this mouth area. Now when, and I don't know if it's gonna be more or less difficult to clean up, and I'm gonna try these eyelids to see if they're more or less difficult to clean up. But I don't want it affecting these eyeballs. So I click this start arrow, and this start arrow essentially says, okay, Live Boolean, don't touch these eyes. You know, only do the Boolean operation down to here. But I'm actually going to hide these eyes. And then I'm going to make I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. I want to push the head actually back into the eye. I'm going to turn that back off, and I'm going to push these into, so there's an eye socket already ready to go. Kind of push it back in more, because I'm gonna be doing a Live Boolean merge, and I'm gonna merge these things together and just try and see how that looks. And I'm going to pinch the eyebrows above just to start to make that brow line up here. Okay, I'm going kind of slow today because I'm answering a lot of questions, but I appreciate the questions for sure. But don't stop asking. It just might take me a minute now. I'll get to your questions in a second. Gotta focus down. Okay, I don't know. Is that part of the nose? Yeah. Okay, looks really weird right now. Just stick with me. You'll see it. You'll see the magic transformation, hopefully, out of the land of the suck. Okay, let's turn Live Boolean back on, and we're going to do a Boolean, make Boolean Mesh, but I'm going to save it first. Save it first. Here we go. Okay, make Boolean Mesh. Oh, you know what? I needed to turn on this respect subdivision levels. So I'm going to undo that, then turn on allow dynamic subdivisions because I have dynamic subdivisions turned on. Then let's try it again. Make Boolean Mesh. And what it's going to do is it's going to make a new tool up here. And it's going to have everything merged together like this. Pretty cool. And that's kind of what I want. And I can merge that back into this scene, or I can just continue to work with it from there, but I'm going to merge it into here. So I can hit append, and then go get it. It's this one I want. So this is my new head, and I can hide the old things and unhide the eyeballs. Okay? So yeah, make Boolean Mesh. That combines all of the visible subtools, and it respects the whatever Live Boolean actions you have set up. So I had the mouth being subtracted out of the head, and it respected that, and you can see now it has a hole in the head for the mouth. Super cool. Yeah, crease it. I don't do topology work here on my live stream for Pixelogic because I do my retopology in a different program that's not ZBrush. So you probably won't ever see me do retopology in here other than making clothes and things like that. But for game meshes, I kind of save that for my course. I do talk about it in my course. I talk about retopology, baking maps, and all of that stuff inside my course. So if you're interested in that, go over to 3dcharacterworkshop.com, hop on my newsletter, and you'll be notified when the course goes live again for enrollment. Let's see, what did I miss? Hard surface, I'll do box modeling. Yes, I will still do box modeling over in other programs like Maya or Max or something like that. But I will use the Z modeler inside of ZBrush to do certain smaller things. Like I can make pistols and rifles and things like that with the Z modeler. It works out just fine. So now that I have this, I'm going to duplicate it, hide it, and then ZRemesh it. So yeah, Tazrex, I'm not going to get into the debate with you right now, but I disagree. There's better ones out there. Okay, let's see. I want to ZRemesh this. Somebody was asking me, what is the difference between remesh by ZRemesher or just hitting ZRemesher over here in the menu? And the answer to that is one thing and one thing only, and that is the white cone that it gives you when you do ZRemesh by remesh. What am I trying to say? Remesh by ZRemesher. It's always such a mouthful. There's a white cone that actually remembers where your model was before you ZRemeshed it, and you can just adjust that cone to be the certain amount of polygons that you want to keep. So that's the only difference, is you can kind of adjust that cone on the fly, but you still have to wait for it to calculate and redo its thing. So it's kind of like saving you from hitting Control-Z, going back, and then ZRemeshing again. That's about the only difference. But other than that, it respects all of the same the selections that you make under ZRemesher. So if you hit freeze groups over here, it's going to respect freeze groups in your remesh by ZRemesher underneath the gizmo. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, if I hit gizmo and turn this on, and I hit this little gear, and I go to remesh by ZRemesher right here, I can click on that, and it gives me this, right? This bounding box with these little cones. These cones over here, those are just symmetry cones. And I want symmetry across X, so I'm going to pull that cone out, because I'm saying, if you ZRemesh, make sure you have symmetry. Then this cone is this is the poly count cone. This is the white cone I'm talking about. Other than this white cone, doing it here in the menu or doing it here, there's no difference. It's just this white cone. So I can pull this out to be a specific poly count. I'm going to try 3,000 and let it go. And then it's going to do its calculations, and it's going to try and ZRemesh what I have. Okay, so it's going to give me this, and that looks okay. It looks like it's giving me some stuff in the corners. This is just an experiment with both the interior of the mouth and the eyelashes. So I just wanted to try it. And I could probably work with this, but it's still a little too high. I'm going to drop it down to about 2,000. Try it again. Okay, so that's a little better. And then if you like it, all you have to do is click on this gear again and hit accept. And then it goes away. But see how I did it twice and it still remembered what my original mesh was. And Taz, I don't know how to say your name, T-Rex over at YouTube. The only reason I bring that up is because there's no right or wrong way to retop something. There's actually so many programs out there that do it. There's just some that are a little faster than others, but not fast enough to make you go, oh, I should drop this one and go learn this one. It depends on what you know and where you want to learn it and where you're going to end up in your final game model. So typically I used to use another program, but these days I've been using Maya. Actually, they've put some really nice retopology tools inside Maya. Okay, whenever you do remesh by ZRemesher, it will automatically turn off your activate symmetry. So you want to make sure that you turn that back on whenever you use remesh, ZRemesh, or any of those tools. And now I have the geometry that I need. This looks like it's going to work. So now I can just come in here and just start cleaning it up. And I just want to see how difficult this mouth is going to be. But it did give me some pretty good loops around that mouth that I'm okay with. So I'm just going to work with that and just keep going. And somebody asked, do I have experience with clay? Not really. I have a little bit, but just for fun, not really. And yes, Maya is expensive. So I'm not going to talk about Maya too much, but yes, I'm with you there. Especially for a freelancer, you know. I used Maya a lot when I was doing that Overwatch skin, and I had to pay, it's like $180 a month. Anyway, not fun. I'm just shaping the nose a little bit, shaping these eyes. They're way too close together. I can move them apart just with the eye sockets. Okay, this is going to take a lot of editing to get it looking good. I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing rather than questions for a second. Yeah, how to make a mouth for a sculpted character that's meant to be animated later on. That's a huge question that I probably can't answer in a streaming session. But the fast answer is you make your high resolution character and then you retopologize it into a low resolution character later. That's the short answer. It's going to look like a fish for a minute. Fish mouth. Fish lips. Crease it. Oh man. I was waiting for that. Waiting. It was wide open. I'm just using the move brush with topological turned on. If I have topological turned on and this range set, I can make it so the bottom lip doesn't affect the top lip when I'm moving it around. And then I'm using inflate to kind of close them together, but now she's got a really bad case of the duck lips. Duck lips, duck lips. And I can turn this range down. Typically, I'll turn it down to 3. I kind of wish it was at 3 by default because I'm always turning it to 3. Horsestar, it's I will typically, like you're seeing here, I am making, even though this looks like a low resolution character, I'm making the high resolution right now. I'm not caring about the topology at all. The only reason I retopologized it to give me this topology is to essentially give me enough to sculpt on. That's all I want, is enough. Look at that. That's looking great. Anyway, I just need enough topology to sculpt on. So this is not going to be any kind of animatable anything until I retopologize it. And I will make the interior of the mouth on my high resolution object, or my high resolution character, yes. And she's not looking great. And I hope you guys see me struggle for a while and know that when you're struggling, it's kind of just the procedure that you have to go through. You have to, Ryan Kingsland calls it the valley of the suck. You have to get through the valley of the suck on every single character. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. I mean, experience will hopefully help you not stay in that valley of the suck for very long, but you always go through it, no matter what. She's looking like an alien, not very good. I need to adjust these eyes, pull them back into her head more, down. And it's funny because when I make these adjustments, people are like, how do you know to do that? And it's just anatomy and experience. And it'll still look funny until I get everything into place. I don't know how much I like building the eyelids into the head like I just did, the Danny Mac style, because of this right here, I have like a double crease or a double two lines happening, and I don't want that. Sweaty brow. Yep. Yep. See, it's like, what in the world is happening? Why is she looking like this? You just keep like, oh, I see that. I'm going to move that down. Oh, I see this. Her ear is way too gigantic. Let's fix it. Yep. Yeah, she looks like a gray alien for sure. Holy cow, we have 282 people watching this right now. Welcome to the stream, everybody. That's definitely a record. Definitely a record. I appreciate you guys spending your Monday afternoon with me, or whatever time it is in your country. I really appreciate it. You could be doing several other things right now. Okay, let's try and fix this nose. So, like I said, I do this online course, and recently we've been doing a student challenge. I like to do these student challenges because in my course you get lifetime access to it. So there aren't really deadlines for the students to finish off characters. And so I came up with this thing where I do student challenges, and I'll give them a topic, and then I'll give them a deadline. And it's been working out really, really nice. And yeah, Stern, I'll get there. Thanks for the comments. Appreciate it. Oh, Caitlin, your Doctor Who's are looking great. Great, great. I like that you're starting to introduce your own style to the Infinity style as well, so that's super nice. Argentina, 1605, wow. Let's see. If not with Boolean, how would you make the interior of the mouth? There's so many different ways to do it, Lucas. What I used to do is I would mask it off and just push it in. You know, invert your mask and push it in. I've also done where I selected a bunch of faces and just extruded it in. The kind of secret sauce to that whole thing is just to make sure that you use ZBrush to make loops after that. So you can do it that way. But you don't have to make a mouth interior. It just really helps you get a better looking mouth. I've found it's easier to make a mouth that way than to try and just draw a line on the surface and make lips out of that. It typically, it hardly ever works. Drop this down, shape the eye. Drop this down. You can see that I kind of work all over the place. I'm working on the eye, then I work on the nose, then I'm on the ear the next couple minutes. Hey, Eamon, how you doing? So much chat, I love it, but it's hard to keep up with, so I apologize. Would I get render issues with those eyelids? Possibly. So typically, you guys, when I make my eyelids, you can watch my my older streams. When I make my eyelids, I typically cut them in by hand. I don't do what I just did. That was an experiment. and I'm still not sure which method I prefer. I'm just trying it out. Also, for appeal reasons, it's better to not have lower eyelids at all, or very, very minimal ones. If you add lower eyelids, it's weird, but it will instantly age your character, make them look older, and make them look less attractive. I know it's weird, but it's true. So I will typically just make the lower eyelids very, very subtle. And then I will also kind of smooth this area out as well. And that helps. Okay, and then let's work on these lips some more. And I'll usually smooth this area out as well. Come on, too much. Because duck lips, not appealing either. Okay. Let's use the crease right here. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to a different material. I really like this ZBrush Gray because it shows my surfaces better than Skin Shade 4. Skin Shade 4 I really like to show my colors, but ZBrush Gray, and you can find ZBrush Gray online, just ZBrush Gray. You can just do a search for it and find it. But this, yeah, it just really, really helps to see your surfaces. Okay, now I like to put in that top line because then it kind of gives me a roadmap where I can start shaping those lips better. So, jicking over on Facebook, yes. So Pixelogic will record all of these and they put them over on YouTube. Yes, that was pinch brush. This is my pinch brush. It kind of works like the not the Damien standard, the Ma cut brush. If you are familiar with the Ma cut brush, but it works like pinch. It actually displaces the geometry and pulls it together. No red wax. Just like Ashley, another streamer on here. No red wax. Stay away from red wax. The reason why red wax isn't as good is because it will give you a false read on your surface because it will introduce dark grays in your valleys and these really bright grays in your highlights, and it'll just throw it off. I don't recommend red wax. Okay. Ma cut? No, you have to find Ma cut as well. And it's made by Malachus. It's just M-A-H. But if you want to get these brushes, I give you these brushes for free over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can see the link up top there. And just sign up for my newsletter and you can get them for free. I guess not for free, or in exchange for your email address, so I can tell you when my course is going to be open and stuff like that. That's all. I send you tips and tricks sometimes. I need to be better about that. Yeah, there are a lot of materials out there. Turn this intensity up. So Ma cut was made by this guy, Malachus the Black. And it's he shows up on my streams once in a while. I'm surprised he's not here. Ma Dirty Blue. Yeah, Ma does some really great materials as well. So anything M-A-H stands for Malachus. So that's where that comes from. Okay, I need to focus again for a minute. Looks like I don't have enough geometry in this nose area. See that? It kind of got packed in here a little weird. So I'm going to have to use Sculptress Pro when it comes to that. Doing the nostrils. Yeah, no Moon Mix today. I don't know where he's at. I miss him. I miss you, Moon Mix. Okay, I gotta fix this forehead now. And her nose is looking way wide. Wide, wide, wide. Okay. Moon Mix, where are you? We miss you. Hey, Eamon, let's see. What are the main differences between normal 3D model and the 3D model for printing? The biggest difference is for 3D printing, you need to have your model watertight, which means there can't be any gaps or any overlapping geometry on the interior. So you'll need to run something like a Dynamesh to get rid of the things on the inside. And then if you have like a belt or a strap or something, it needs to be right next to the surface of your character if you want to print it out. If there's like some space underneath there, there's a good probability that the print is going to fail because the strap is too thin. Things like that. Yes, Dan, that's like the life of a character modeler, right? Like the little nudges change it so much. Little nudges. I mean, now she's looking worried. I mean, it changes their expression. You just have to keep noodling and noodling until she arrives, I guess. Until it's finally like, oh, there she is. There you are, Peter. Okay, let's add, I tend to like to kind of crease where the eyebrow goes and kind of bring it down here and then go across the cheek and then smooth it out. Okay, now that we're at this point, I think I'm going to kick it into Sculptress Pro mode so I can start pushing it further. Side Effect says, why doesn't the trim cut brush work with symmetry? It's just by its nature and how it works, it just doesn't work with symmetry. The best thing you can do is do a cut and then mirror it over to the other side. I know it's a total pain in the butt, but that's how I do it too. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this. Every time I do a big change or something like that, I always duplicate the subtool, hide the original. See, I have 3 heads now. Excuse me. I have 3 heads now, and now I'm ready. I'm going to just start going into Sculptress Pro. I'm going to turn off Live Boolean. I'm also going to turn off Dynamic, and when I do, you can see how low resolution I'm actually working in. So this is what the model actually looks like. But when I hit D and I turn on Dynamic Subdivision, it kind of gives me, I wouldn't say a false sense of what it looks like, but it is. It's giving me what it would look like if I subdivided it. So if I turn Dynamic off, since Dynamic does not work with subdivision levels, I turn that off. I'm actually going to subdivide it once. I'm going to look at how dense that is. That's about right. Then you have to delete your lower subdivision level. And then I can turn Sculptress Pro on for this brush. Oh, do I incorporate SLA resin drainage holes? Yes, I typically do if the model is big enough and I'm going to make it hollow. When I was working on Disney Infinity, we usually did not put drain holes in the characters unless the character was a certain size or bigger. My friend and coworker Ian Jacobs, he made Hulkbuster, and he actually put drain holes in the hands where the power things were in the hands. So when he was standing there like that, all the resin would drain out of his hands and his feet on the bottoms, and we did that. Yeah, we set it up, we hollowed it out. So that's kind of what we do. So, Sigma, did I miss your question? What are you saying? Something about the mouse? Yeah, it's just, it's just kind of a personal thing, whether you want to use the mouse or not. Don't feel guilty if you're using it more than, say, a pen. I do use it a lot with like retopology and box modeling and things like that when it makes sense, and when I'm doing my UVs. But when I'm actually in here doing the art part, like the sculpting, and it feels better to me personally when I'm using a pen. So do you need it? No. Is it better? Yes. It's just a better connection with the model, but it's still a personal preference. Just like a Cintiq, you don't have to have a Cintiq to be a good artist. It just helps you get faster. And a pen just helps you, get better acquainted with your model, I guess. I don't know how a better way to say it, but it's closer. It's a closer one-on-one representation. And a Cintiq is even closer. So that's not what I want to do. I just want to turn off Sculptress Pro mode just for a second. I just wanted to edit these eyes better. They're kind of bugging. Now that I've made my resolution lower, I'm seeing issues that I'm wanting to fix. Yeah, it does. It will shave time off of your progress or your process. Okay. So I'm just going to make this ear connection better. I'm using this fill brush. Just kind of cutting in. And once you go down, you can see all the facets and stuff. And you just have to kind of ignore those for the most part. And I'm trying not to go too realistic with this ear, just enough that you can kind of tell it's an ear. And it will, this Sculptress Pro mode will kind of lose some of your creases and things like that. But you can see, this is kind of what I'm doing with Sculptress Pro mode. Sculptress Pro will tessellate the surface like this. And wherever I do a stroke, it's going to add triangles and kind of get rid of the quads. Then I can come back in here and kind of rebuild up what I've done with the pinch and stuff like that. So Sculptress Pro comes from the idea that they had when they purchased Sculptress. Pixelogic purchased Sculptress a while back. And that's essentially what that program did, was it did surface tessellation, which means that it basically tessellates the surface. I don't know of a better way to put it, but the larger the brush, the larger the triangles, like that. And then the smaller the brush, the smaller the triangles. I'm just using smooth to show you. So you can kind of isolate detail areas as you work, which is nice. But you can see how it kind of messed up my creases in here. So what I can do is I can come back with the pinch brush, with a small brush, and just kind of re-crease these areas. This is kind of where a Cintiq comes in handy. And what I'll usually do is I'll turn my model to be on the best side of my natural arm arc. So I have one really good stroke in my arm, which is bending from my elbow. I'm right-handed, so here's my best stroke. So instead of trying to go backwards with that stroke, it's like trying to write in cursive left-handed or backwards. It doesn't really work because it's, you know, you have a really good hand stroke. So the best thing to do, and like programs like Maya and stuff, they don't allow you to spin this on like a trackball, kind of like ZBrush does. I really like the way you can spin it. So then I can come in here and just do a really nice cut to that eyelid. Then I can come in here and do a reverse, just make it super nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get to the hair today. Well, this will probably be a two-parter. Okay, and now her nose is very, very wide and flat. That's pretty typical to get your female characters appealing. And I like to use the fill brush to just kind of fill this area that leads to the cheek. Get that to flatten out. Let's see. One question, you know why sometimes the move brush constrains the movement to a certain area? The only way I'm thinking is if you have some kind of a mask set, like this mask by polygroups, or some kind of a mask, or a backface set, or if you have a topology move brush, or if you're holding down Control or Alt for some reason, sometimes it will restrict it to the surface normals. There are several reasons why it could possibly happen, but by default it shouldn't. It shouldn't be restricting you at all whatsoever. But if it keeps giving you problems, maybe reach out to Pixelogic and see if they know what's happening. I just want to get this smoother and closer. Are you talking about you're talking about rotating the canvas inside Photoshop so you can get a better stroke? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that does make a big difference. And does that rotate your canvas, Connor? Okay, I'm going to cut in this little tear duct thing. I typically don't put tear ducts in characters because it's a little small amount of detail that it kind of takes away from the appeal typically. Okay, let's work on these lips now. Let's try and get them looking more like the concept. Smooth them out. And I'll do the same thing with the lips. I'll kind of rotate her so I can have a better stroke on the lips here. And the smaller the brush, the tighter the crease will be. So if I make the brush even smaller, it'll get sharper. And then you can come and smooth it back down if you want. And then she has this really kind of bulbous lower lip. So I'm going to use inflate. Kind of do the inflate on the either side here and in the middle here. Called the three bean technique, if you guys have ever heard of that. Lips are kind of shaped like three beans together. Okay, let's try that. So as Photoshop becomes more of a painter's tool and less of a photo editing tool, there are artists in there that really want to be able to rotate the canvas and get a better viewpoint on it. Also, a lot of art schools, they teach you to flip your image back and forth and rotate it upside down and see if it still looks good, because you may see something that you didn't see before. And that's kind of the same with when it comes to sculpting. You want to, view it from a different angle, upside down sometimes, and from the side, and all over the place. You want to, even from the bottom, to make sure your curves are all working together, and then from the top to make sure your curves are working. So I'm actually really glad that Photoshop put that spin your canvas in there. It's been in Painter for a long time. I'm just adjusting the eye size. Now they're too high. And with that, you're not really rotating the image. Like, you're rotating the image, but you're not like physically rotating it. It's just like a temporary rotate as you work on it. It's not like when you actually like hit Control-T and rotate the image. It's not the same thing, if that's what's confusing you. All right, now I want to work on this cheek silhouette a little bit here. And then smooth out above the eye. It's kind of difficult to stay out of that eyelid crease while smoothing these lumps in here. I'll just have to crease it again. Okay. Her head is, or her face is too close to her ear. Let's pull this whole thing back a little bit. Hey, what's up, Michael? How you doing, man? Just sculpting away. Is that who did this, Sia? Is that Lord Gris? I just found it on Twitter under Draw This in Your Style. Well, thanks, Gris. I'm working on it, trying to get it there. Then it introduces lumps in other places. Okay. I'm gonna make a big change on this chin. I'm just gonna try it here. Pull that forward. Yeah, anti-warbles. Just say no to the warbles. Yeah, Imagination Studio, I have to agree with you there. It's still, to me, it still feels like sculpting with shaving cream. Trying to push this section underneath the brow in the head. I think I know what's wrong. I think it's these eyes and where they sit. Bear with me for a minute. Yeah, it does. It sounds like shaving cream too. It's like totally. Okay. This should help. I hope. Maybe even more. Ooh, Joanna, no. 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 That's horrible. Why would you think that? Where does that come from? Still needs to be away and smaller. Too many years around livestock, no kidding. Ugh. Man. I used to work at a mink ranch. They wouldn't get under the skin, but they'd get in the feces and do their thing. Pretty much the same. Gross. All right, change topic. Flop flies, yep. Ugh. Where do you get those brushes? Like push? Renzo, thanks for asking twice. I offer all of these brushes that I'm using. These are all free over on my website. If you go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com, it's right up top there. And if you just sign up for my newsletter, I give you my brushes and my user interface for free, and you can go download it and have fun with it. Just make sure you have ZBrush updated to 2018.1. That's the latest version in order to use those. But thanks for asking. That's where all of these brushes are. If you want to use those. Okay. I'm just focusing on this one. It's like there's something that's off, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to focus a little bit here. Okay. I want to get, maybe if I pull these out. There we go, that helps. That helps. You guys are still in the farm conversation. Okay, let's build this up again in here. And I like to do it again down here on the cheek, cross like this, but not so much that it looks like a bump. Add a little bit of a smile. The lips are closer to her nose. And it's more of a rounded nose on the end, so I'm going to add that. Okay. What's up, Chess Master? Chess Master? Will the hair be sculpted or with some other technique? Yes, I'll probably use the just the Funky Bunnies brush like I typically do. I really like that brush. Maybe I'll use it in combination with Dylan Ekren's hairbrush. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll have to see. Okay. Yeah, there's something but I can't quite figure out what's up. Still think her eyes are too big. I'm just going to squish them in, just the eye opening. I'm going to make it, yeah, it's sneezy. It's probably too big now. Too big. I got to make that smaller. Like my nose. I got a big round nose. Okay. I think when I start getting the eyelashes and things happening, it will help a lot too. So let's see, what are we at? 141. I'm just going to kind of look at it for a second. Let's run a pinch. Hey, what's up, Steven? I think they're just too big, which is making them be too close together. You just kind of have to go through the motions till you figure it out. Who can get a job at Pixelogic? Sometimes they have job listings. I don't actually work for Pixelogic. I volunteer to stream on their channel. Okay, now this is getting really chunky. Let's go back here and pinch it again. Seems like I keep going back and forth, pinching it. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Smoothing it. Turn off Sculptress mode for a minute. Try to smooth this down. It's really difficult to keep the warbles out when you're using Sculptress Pro mode. It just is. So I'll typically get it to a certain point, and then, like I did in my last stream, if you watch that, I'll get it to a certain point, and then I'll do ZBrush it and add subdivision levels, because it'll do things like this. See that? That's just really difficult to get rid of when you're in Sculptress Pro mode. And like all these lumps around her face, kind of hard to get rid of. So maybe I'll do that right now. Let's duplicate it, hide it, ZBrush, I don't know. This is not my art. This art belongs to Lord Gris. So whoever made this art made the fonts and all that. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so let's go and let's Z-remesh this. I'll do it by Z-remesher, I think. But I'm going to crank it up to about 6. The Zen of anti-warble. Just let your warbles be free. I'm not talking about the bot flies. Variants, yeah, sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I will paint in an iris. It just depends. Okay, I'm gonna accept that. Looks pretty good. The font, oh, like right above my head? Like this cartoon stuff? I can't remember what it's called. It's a really weird name. I'm trying to remember what it is. I'll have to think about it. Okay, so instantly you can see this has been Z-remeshed and subdivided a couple times. So this is the, here I'll show you. This is the before. This is the Sculptress mode. Looks like it did a weird kind of it got off center a little bit, but that's okay. And then here's the Z-remeshed version, and it's instantly smoother when I subdivide it. So that's kind of one way to get it cleaner. I'm trying to remember that font. Sorry, I'll have to think about it. Oh, so turn on symmetry. Yeah, it might work. I hand squished them all together, so it might not be able to tell, but maybe. That's not the regular spacing of the font, by the way. Well, where can you find me in social media? So my website is 3dcharacterworkshop.com. That's my main site. And you can find me at Shane Olson Art on Twitch, and I believe on Instagram. I'm also 3D Character Workshop on Instagram, and I think I'm Shane Olson Art on Twitter, and just Shane Olson on Facebook. I know there's a whole ton of Shane Olsons out there. There can be only one. We must fight. No, Caitlin, I don't think it's I don't think it's a Mickey Mouse font. I know which ones you're talking about, but it's not one of those, I don't think. Close though, close. It's called something jazz. I can't. Gosh, my brain. The brain. Okay. Let's get some eyebrows on her really quick. Brendan, what's up, man? Comic Sans. Oh, jeez. So you guys, Brendan is another streamer here on Pixelogic Twitch. Jazz hands. Yeah, it's jazz hands. What's going on, Brendan? What's the latest? I'm desperately trying to get this model out of the Valley of the Suck. It's slowly getting there, nudge by nudge. I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe I need to give her more of a jaw. Mickey Mouse font. Oh, thanks, Scott. Scott would know. Growbald medium. There you go. Thanks, Scott. How you doing? I'm gonna smooth out the back of the neck. Not that it matters, but you know, it's gonna be covered with hair, but I like a smoother transition back there. And down the front of this neck. It's not so crispy. How long are we gonna stream? Probably another 9 minutes. You got here just when I was gonna wrap it up. I usually stream from noon until 2 o'clock my time, so I stream for a couple hours. This will be a two-parter at least, maybe a 3. Because I'm struggling with the likeness here. I need to. It's kind of difficult when I'm streaming to watch and read and answer questions while I'm trying to figure out the puzzle of the face. Just trying to. I think of it like a Rubik's cube. You kind of have to click, 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 click until you find the answer, and you just keep clicking. If it doesn't click, you just keep clicking. Keep clicking. Right, Brendan? Hey, I am going to the ZBrush Summit. I'm actually sponsoring it with my course. You can, and that's for online people. If you're watching online, you can win a copy of the full version of my course, which right now is a $697 value. And I'm giving away 3 of them. So watch the summit online when it happens. They don't give those away at the summit, just the online people. Yep, just keep swimming. So how to win it is they usually ask a question and then they ask you to answer it on Twitter with a hashtag on Twitter. So you watch it live. I don't know if Kyle's still here. I believe they broadcast both on Twitch and on YouTube. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what the crap's going on. Is there a date for the summit? Yes. There is. Here. Honestly, when you open ZBrush, there's a big ad for it. So it just pops up if you have the ad enabled. So here's a link to the ZBrush Summit. And sorry for you YouTube folks, links don't work over there, but it's summit.pixelogic.com. You can see it in the chat stream. You should be able to. Okay, so I'm going to make eyebrows before we close this out. The Summit feed will be Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, just like this stream is. Thanks, Kyle. And I look forward to it every single year. I love it. I hope Brendan, you gonna be there? Hope so. Brendan's usually there. It's really, really great to see all of the wonderful sculptors and Pixelogic and everybody there. It's held at the Gnomon School in Hollywood. This will be is it my 3rd or my 4th year? I think it's my 3rd. No, it's not really an ad. It's their own internal splash page. And so if they have events that are going on when you first open ZBrush, it's kind of this splash page that's just Pixelogic announcements. So you wouldn't really call it an ad, but it's an announcement saying the ZBrush Summit is there. So when you pop open ZBrush for the, if you've had it closed and you open it, it should have that splash page announcement, and it talks about the ZBrush Summit. You'll be there? Sweet. Oh, you're going to be there? There's a lot of people from the UK that actually go. My buddies from Belgium are coming. Yep, my other buddy from the UK. It's going to be great. Kyle will be there. Right, Kyle? But Kyle's always like super duper busy. He's like switching the switches and flipping the things, and can barely talk to him. It's like, hi, Kyle. Bye, Kyle. A welcome window. Yes. Roy, thank you. It's a welcome window. It's not an advertisement. Okay, I'm just going to put some really quick brows on here. Let me see if I have that. I think I got rid of that eyelash brush. Did I? No, I got it. Okay, I got to show you guys this magic really quick for these. I might try them with these eyelashes. It might be fun. I'm going to duplicate this off, delete the lower subdivision level, because insert multi-mesh brushes do not work on anything with subdivision levels. So this is, I'm going to hide this image. This is an insert multi-mesh brush that's actually kind of like, it's on a curve, so it's a curve brush. And when you draw it, it makes eyelashes. See that? Eyelashes. Just draw them around, eyelashes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start them here and work them around and kind of off here. Yep, right? Boom, lashes. Okay, so now I can just click on the surface to commit them, and then use my move brush to move them around. Actually, it works better with move elastic, like this. It's a little squishier. Kind of move them into place. I kind of want them to curl more, but that's okay. I'll figure that out when I get there. And once you get this geometry in there, you can do pretty much whatever you want with them. Like you can inflate them to get them thicker. You can stretch them out to make them longer. You can curl them up. Brandon. Oh, you're hilarious. Yeah, this is dark magic. So there is an insert multi-mesh. Maybe Kyle, you can help me out with this. Over on ZBrush Central, there is like a library of insert multi-mesh brushes. And this one is in there. They actually have one that's teeth, where you can actually draw teeth in a mouth and it makes the teeth. It's pretty nuts. That's the one Brendan uses all the time. Right, Brendan? You're like the teeth master. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm masking off everything but those tips. Then I'm going to try and get the gizmo in here. Thanks, Dan. Moral of the story, don't leave. You'll miss out. No. It's totally cheating. Shh. You saw it here. I only show my secrets during my stream. I'm kind of breaking them though. I probably need to just go through by hand and just pull them up. Like this. Make them longer. can also use the snake hook brush, and it'll kind of curve them. See, like that, right? Thanks, Kyle. Yep, it's called the IMM repository. Insert multi-mesh repository. There's some really great ones in there. And this is in there. This is one of them. And you come in here with the inflate if you want. Where is it? Just kind of inflate these along here. It's like instant mascara, right? Yeah, you could totally get them to curl more, but it's, you know, it's like how much time do you want to spend in the brush versus just tweaking them by hand, that kind of thing. So it is what it is, and I'm going to just deal with it. Yep, I'm still working on all this stuff, so probably after the stream I'll go in and tweak some of this stuff. Like the ears. The ears are going to be mostly covered with hair for the most part, but still you need to pay attention to them for sure. Yeah. Anyway, instant lashes, boom. Fun, right? And then the brows, they're not as fast, but it's still really fast. Let's see how fast I can do these brows. Let's see. So I just grab my topological brush and just go this, this, clean them up, tap on the surface, boom, eyebrows. But it's a good, you know, it's good feedback though. Crease it. I typically will, if it's going to be a bigger job and I'm going to use them a lot more than that, then, you know, I'll go in and I'll tweak the brush to make sure it works for me, you know. All right, so I'm going to delete this head because I copied it. I have a different version of it, and there it is in a different subtool. Then I can take these brows and just edit them, get rid of the creases. Let me see, I'm gonna put them in a different subtool than the eyelashes. Whoops. Grab the lasso. Yeah, it's very cubic right now. Split hidden. Now just turn on dynamic subdivisions and hit uncrease all. And now they're no longer cubic. And then you can just go and start editing them and pushing them around and that kind of stuff. And then flatten them out if you want, which I probably will. Go in here with, you know, polish or something and just kind of push them. I typically go in there by hand since they're so low, like this. And move them around with the move brush. Come on, move. There we go. And just kind of hide them and move them. Rubik or cubic. Oh, funny. Skinny them out. So I hope you guys can join us either live at the ZBrush Summit or on the broadcast. I'm going to be there live, unless, you know, something crazy happens. I'm hoping to get a print of mine there. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be done this year. If you guys have been watching that cowboy that I've been building, I really want to get that printed out and bring it with me, but it's going to be quite the challenge to do. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have If Eamon isn't too busy, maybe I'll have him help me out with that and print it in LA so I don't have to haul it there on a plane. So Eamon he streamed today before I did. And if you guys are into 3D printing or you want to know more about 3D printing, I suggest you watch his stream. It's super fantastic. And if you're into realistic characters, realistic game characters, I suggest you watch Brendan's stream. Hey Brendan, when do you stream again? You've got to get that summit hype. And did you guys see, if you haven't seen the Magic Wheelchair competition that they did, they revealed it at the San Diego Comic-Con, I think it was last week, and they did a couple Star Wars ones. It was super cool. If you do a search for that on YouTube, you can find it. It's really, really awesome. So cool that Pixelogic did that. And there are a ton of other streamers on here too. There are a lot that stream in different languages. So just check the schedule. Kyle, if you're still here, I don't know if you can post that schedule. Usually Moonmix is doing it for me. But let me see, ZBrushLIVE. You can go to, I'm going to pull this down so you can see it. Boink. And here we are. So if you go to pixelogic.com/ZBrushLIVE, then you can click on presenters, and you can see a whole list of presenters right here. And there's Eamon right there. And where are you, Brendan? You should be up. And there's Brendan right there. You can click on his schedule, his past broadcasts, and his schedule to see his other things that he's done. And these are all of his past broadcasts. And you can do that with me as well. I'm on the top left here, and there's Danny and Ashley and all the people who stream. And you can also get notifications to when they're all going live. So if you want to do that, you want to know when it's happening, there you go. That's how you do it. Just gonna pull these eyebrows out. Yeah, some weirdo. Watch everybody but that guy. Oh, Caitlin, yeah, maybe you can ask him. There's a new streamer this week, huh? You're getting new streamers all the time. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so this is where we've ended up with today's stream. I'm happy with her. Here, let me pull her over here. I'm happy with her appeal so far, but not too much with her likeness. I still need to hammer on that likeness, and maybe the hair is going to help a lot. We'll see. Getting the Band-Aid thing on her nose. We just keep twirling that Rubik's Cube until we can figure it out, right? So anyway, today was a record for people stopping by and watching me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching me today. I think what did I say? We were up to 300 something? That's bonkers. So anyway, super cool. And as always, if you'd like these brushes and this user interface and my ruler file, here's the ruler, if I can show you. And this ruler, if you'd like that, you can just go over to 3dcharacterworkshop.com and download those for free just by getting on my newsletter. And I just send you occasional letters telling you when my course is open for enrollment, which I'm going to be opening very, very soon. Summer is almost over, and I still haven't done my summer enrollment because I've been trying to update some of the lessons and things like that. And we have a student competition that's just barely ending that I'm really excited to share with everybody. The art coming out of there is just, it just blows my mind. They're fantastic. So, and as always, thank you, Pixelogic, for letting me stream today. We will see you all same time next Monday, and we'll finish her up. So anyway, thanks guys for dropping by. Cheers, take care. Thanks Kyle, thanks Brendan. See you next time.